You were born in Japan during the Edo period, a period of art, culture, and poetry. You come into the world the way most boys do, squalling, red-faced, more trouble than treasure. Your family isn't rich. Your father tills soil, mends tools, and fixes sandals for neighbors. Your mother works the fields, carries wood, and keeps you alive. Nothing special. You grow up in a small village where days are simple, running barefoot through rice paddies, climbing trees, playing tag with the other children. You're always in the center of it, not because you try to be, but because you look different. And you looking different is just another way to say you're drop-dead gorgeous. By age 5, girls cling to you. They grab your hand when it's time to chase, braid flowers into your hair when you sit still long enough. Boys wrestle you but never really rough you up. It's like they know they're grappling with something fragile. Everyone laughs about how you're too pretty for mud, but it's a harmless kind of teasing. No one thinks much more of it. Your parents are proud, though in the ordinary way. Your father brags that you'll grow into a fine young man. Your mother scolds you for dirtying your clothes, but strokes your hair when you sleep. To them, you're just their son, their child. Beautiful, yes, but still only a boy chasing dragonflies by the river. Then one summer, when you turn 8, a Kabuki troupe arrives. They are a traveling group of actors made up of adolescent boys. You hear whispers from some village uncles that the female troops were better, as they cursed the government for banning it. You dismiss them for village gossip. After all, why should you care? The entire village gathers for the performance. Lanterns lit, drums pounding, flutes shrieking. You sit with your friends wide-eyed as painted men leap and shout on stage. You've never seen anything like it. When the show ends, a man from the troupe lingers. He looks at you too long. Later, he visits your home as he shares sake with your father. He talks about talent, about theater, about how your face is made for the stage. He promises fame, silk costumes, crowds that will adore you. Your parents don't hear danger in his words. They hear opportunity. How many boys from this tiny village are chosen for something bigger? How many children get the chance to step out of the fields and into the city lights? When they tell you, you can hardly breathe. You'll be an actor. You'll wear costumes brighter than fire. You'll be cheered, applauded. It sounds like magic. You don't notice the look in your mother's eye. You don't realize that everything is already decided. For now, you're still just a boy, and the world feels innocent. The years pass quietly. Seasons of planting and harvest, of snow melting into the river, of festival drums echoing in the night. You still chase dragonflies, learn to carry water jars, and fetch kindling when your mother calls. You never stop being the beautiful boy, though. Girls still tug you into their games. Boys still laugh that your face will never harden like theirs. It's just who you are. Harmless, ordinary, a boy of the village. Until the day you turn 12. The troop man returns, as if he had never left. He brings a bundle of silk for your parents, a purse that clinks when it touches the floor. Your father beams. Your mother fidgets with her hands. They tell you to sit. You don't understand at first. Then the razor comes out. The village barber shaves the crown of your head, leaving only the long forelocks of youth. This is not a game, not festival play. This is the mark of Wakashu, the stage between child and man. The laughter of your friends feels very far away. When you touch your bare scalp, it stings. You feel smaller, exposed. Everyone says you look handsome. No one asks what you want. That same evening, you leave. The cart waits at the edge of the village, lanterns swaying in the dusk. Your mother stuffs your hands with rice balls wrapped in cloth. She doesn't cry, not in front of you, but her eyes shine wet. Your father claps your shoulder. "Make us proud," he says. The troop man lifts you up. The wheels turn. The only world you've ever known falls away into the night. The journey takes days, through forests, across rivers, past villages that seem larger than yours, and finally into the endless sprawl of the city, Edo. Lanterns everywhere, streets buzzing even after the sun sinks. You smell perfume, sweat, smoke, roasted fish, all at once. The air itself feels crowded. You clutch your bundle of clothes and stare. At first, it feels like wonder. Towering theaters with painted banners, men in masks shouting from balconies, music that never stops. You're told this will be your world now. They take you inside a tea house where other boys your age sit cross-legged, faces powdered, hair shining with oil. They look at you the way villagers look at a stray dog, curious, measuring. Your training begins gently. You learn to bow, to walk without sound, to stretch your arms in flowing arcs. They show you costumes brighter than fire, masks that grin and scowl. It is acting, they say. You are an actor now. But sometimes when you pass through the hallways, you notice the men who linger. Merchants with silken sleeves, samurai with polished swords. Their eyes rest too long on the boys in their painted robes. They look at you the way your father looked at a fine tool at the market. You don't yet understand why. No one explains. No one warns. For now, you are told only this. You are lucky. You are chosen. You are beautiful. And whether you believe it or not, the stage lights are waiting. And the stage adores you. By the time you're 14, the crowds already chant your name. Women in layers of silk whisper about your delicate grace. Samurai smirk, folding their arms as you glide across the stage in a role meant for courtesans. Merchants lean forward, eyes glinting in the lamplight. You think it's admiration. You think they see the craft, the hours of practice, the ache in your calves from rehearsal that never ends. But they don't. They see your face, your skin, your youth. And that is the part you never rehearsed. The first time a merchant sends a note backstage, you laugh. You imagine he wants to compliment your performance, maybe offer some sweet rice cakes. Instead, the note says, "Private dinner." You crumple it and hide it. But the troupe master finds out. He doesn't laugh. "Do you think theater pays for itself?" he snaps. "The candles, the costumes, the roof over your head. Who do you think keeps it alive? Patrons." He stares at you hard. To act is to serve. And so you learn another kind of performance. It starts with dinners. You're dressed in robes finer than anything your mother ever touched. You pour sake with hands trained to tremble just enough to look delicate. You listen to jokes you don't find funny. You laugh anyway. The men beam as if they've scored a prize. The women giggle, pretending you're one of them, but prettier. No touching. Not yet. But their eyes crawl over you, peeling away the silk. The heat of their gaze burns worse than stage lanterns. You sit there, smiling, cheeks aching, wishing the tatami mat would split and swallow you whole. Then come the gifts. Silks folded with care, a pouch of coins heavy in your sleeve, a comb carved from tortoiseshell. The first time you accept one, you're praised. The troupe showers you with approval. You've done well. You've secured favor. You've ensured the show survives another season. You nod, bow, play along. Part of you feels proud, like you've achieved something for the troupe. But another part, the part that still remembers running barefoot through rice paddies, feels dirtier than the mud between your toes back home. And then you start to notice something. You're not a child anymore. You're not a man either. You're something else. And you're starting to understand the price of being beautiful. Some months pass by as you keep your routine. Perform, escort, serve. You think that is all that's required of you. Until it happens. One night after another performance, you're summoned. A samurai has paid more than you've ever seen laid on a table. Not for theater, not for company, for you. The dinner is short. Sake, Forced laughter, the ritual of pretense. Then your master leaves as the screen doors close. The air now is thick with incense, heavy enough to choke. You know what's coming before it happens. You've been informed. You resist at first, hands stiff, shoulders locked. But the instructions drilled into your echo. Smile. Don't flinch. So you freeze, and then you obey. The act is brutal. Not violent in the way of fists, but in the way it erases you piece by piece. Your body bends where you don't want it to. Your voice falters. When it's done, you lie staring at the ceiling, tasting iron in your mouth, your skin slick with sweat that isn't yours. You try to breathe it out, to scrub it off, but it clings. Back at the troupe, your master cheers. You've entered the profession, they say, pressing sweets into your hands as if you've won a prize. You smile for them, but inside, you feel something crack. The higher your name climbs, the lonelier you become. Crowds roar when you step on stage. Patrons beg for your company. But it's all surface. Silk, coins, lies. They adore the mask, not the boy beneath it. Well, except for maybe one. A girl. You find her backstage. She's about your age, maybe a year younger. An Oiring or courtesan, pretty as painted porcelain. She's sold, just as you are. Leased each night to men who look at her the way they look at you. You share rice balls when the handlers aren't watching. Whisper jokes that make your ribs ache with laughter. One night, your pinkies brush in the dark. It feels like rebellion. But you both know rebellion has no place here. Soon she's called away by an older man who reeks of sake. You're summoned by a wealthy woman, draped in silks. At first, you think it will be easier. A woman. Maybe she will be gentler. She isn't. She treats you like a novelty, a doll with warm skin. She has you pour her sake, massage her shoulders, then orders you onto her lap. You don't say no. You can't. Later, you tell the girl. She nods. Her own stories are the same. You're two sides of the same mirror, reflections of suffering, polished for others' pleasure. But no matter how close you sit, you cannot touch without imaginary chains clinking between you. You're 18 now. The day arrives without warning, though you felt it coming in every sideways glance. They sit you down. The blade flashes. The forelock, the soft tuft that marked you as Wakashu, falls to the floor. Just like that, you're no longer desirable prey. You're no longer a boy suspended between worlds. You're just a man. The change is immediate. Patrons who once fought over you barely blink now. You walk the street and no one turns their head. You return to the stage and find yourself pushed to the background, while fresher faces glide into the spotlight. The same people who once cried for your beauty now forget your name. But unlike many boys who age out with nothing, you've been careful. The coins, the silks, the gifts, all those years of service were hoarded, hidden, and counted. You've saved enough to carve a new path, one that doesn't smell of incense and sweat. You leave the troupe quietly. No farewell, no ceremony. Just a bag, a robe, and money tucked close to your chest. Soon, you apprentice under a merchant family. You learn trade, numbers, and the art of bargaining. It isn't glamorous, no applause, no adoring crowds, but for the first time, what you earn feels like it belongs to you. As for the girl, you leave her behind with a promise that you'll come back for her. Your future's yours now, at least in theory. But your past walks with you like a shadow that won't let go. Years pass, and you're 23 now. You're no longer a boy on stage or a body for rent. You're just a man, anonymous among countless others shuffling through Ito's crowded streets. The merchant apprenticeship has turned into something sturdier. You have your own stall, your own trade routes, your own coin. It's modest, but it's yours. Every ryu you earn feels cleaner than all the silks and silver pressed into your palm years ago. And so you return, not to the stage, not to the brothel, but to her, the girl who once shared stolen rice balls with you, who whispered dreams into the dark. You find her older, warier, with the same beauty, but dulled by years of being passed around. She doesn't laugh the way she used to, but when she sees you, her eyes soften, just a little. You keep your promise. You buy her freedom. The transaction feels sickeningly familiar. Coin for flesh, contract for life. But this time it's different. This time, it's to keep, not to rent. You both get married. You're respectable now, on paper at least. A merchant with a wife. Neighbors bow politely. Customers trust you. But nights are quieter now, and the silence is not always kind. Sometimes you remember the weight of a patron's hand. You also dream of the hollow applause of a crowd that never cared. The past doesn't vanish. It lingers, and it shows. In the way you flinch when your business associates compliment your looks, or how you notice every pretty boy with a shaved forelock, or when you sometimes look in the mirror and wonder if you've truly left the stage at all. Still, you built something. You kept your word. You saved her. And maybe in some fragile way, yourself. Years pass quietly. You are no longer a young man. You are in your 30s now with a wife, a son who climbs trees and runs barefoot through the mud the way you once did. Life is modest, steady, almost peaceful. You think the past is behind you. Your business grows. You dine with merchants, samurai, and patrons of the arts. They invite you to the theater often, to drink, to boast, to appreciate beauty. You refuse, every time. You tell them you're too busy, too old for that sort of pleasure. Truth is, you can't bear the thought. But one evening, you give in. A client insists, and refusing him would cost you more than pride. So you go. Lanterns sway. Laughter fills the air. The men around you toss coins like confetti, bidding for moments with painted boys and perfumed women. They call it art. They call it culture. They say it's nothing at all. You see the Oiran smile through the ache in their eyes. You see the Wakashu bow, just as you once did. You see your wife in their painted faces. You see yourself in the trembling boys. Something in you splinters quietly. You stand, muttering excuses, and leave before the curtain falls. At home, you find your wife asleep beside your son. You sit there in the dark, tracing the boy's face with your eyes, his innocence unspoiled. You whisper a promise no one hears. Not him. Never him. Because now you understand. This cycle never ends. Boys will always be painted, renamed, consumed, discarded. And men like you, even when they know the truth, will always be tempted to play their part. Years after your time, the shogunate finally steps in. Wakashu Kabuki is outlawed. The painted boys vanish from the stage. Men take their place. Older, rougher, safer. The theaters change. The rules change. But not because anyone suddenly grew a conscience. It wasn't about protecting boys like you. It was about controlling desire, tightening order, preserving the illusion of morality in a society built on masks. Your story, and the stories of countless others like you, aren't written in the chronicles. They survive only in the margins, in shunga prints, in dirty jokes, in whispered poems. History remembers the art, the costumes, the floating world of Edo. It rarely remembers the cost, and if someone were to carve your epitaph, it would be short and merciless. You were beautiful. You were wanted. You were used. You were forgotten. But in the cruel arithmetic of Edo Japan, someone will say, well, at least you didn't end up as an Ida.